Chris.
Hello, Carsten.
Hello, Christopher Branston.
Yes, that is me.
Hello, Christopher Branston.
Hello,
Sorry,
Carsten.
I need to look up your name because you are a star now.
Am I?
To me, you are. No,
Oh,
and
that's.
you are pretty visible on the SUSE Kubecon booth.
Oh, yes.
You are my star. But
Oh,
before we get into that, we should start the show. So,
we should start the show. Today I can do your move.
what? Wait! Try it again. And for those just listening, Christopher just showed some random numbers without, he's still showing numbers, without saying anything. So I tried it again and we see how that works. Welcome to Open Clouds Dev number
Ah, 11.
11.
11.
Christopher, to me, it feels like as if we just had a show last Friday.
Yeah, right?
Don't know why is
That's
that.
that's the crap in media with budget cuts. Had to put all the webcast stuff together, have one live show.
Damn it,
Oh well,
damn
but
it,
that was a great
damn
one.
it.
So everybody viewing this one, you
Hello.
definitely should see episode number 10.
It
10
is
was a
online, it
doozy.
is in our playlist. And you know where they can find it?
Open.clouds.dev.
Yeah, if I would. If I would update the website, they could find it there as well. Yeah, but I wanted um, to just start a little plug there and remind the viewers of who is presenting this show because
The Cloud Report, still sponsoring openclouds.dev.
what do you mean by still?
They've been sponsoring us since show one, so they're still sponsoring us.
And you feel like that is coming to an end? I mean the way you are
You know,
interacting
we
with Friederike.
yeah, since today we have a Slack channel group with Carsten,
Ah,
Friederike, and myself, and yeah, it could be that maybe they'll stop
it
sponsoring
was so
us.
awesome. It was like, hello, hello, Karsten. She's not speaking to me. Hello. That was awesome. And we should welcome our special guest, Friederike, the editor in chief of the Cloud Report. But again, she's not here.
Summer happened.
No, no, no. She's currently working at the KubeCon.
Oh,
And she's currently working for the next news. She's in a lot of writing recently, and she has to do some interviews over the next day. So let me put it that way. I would accept it this time.
okay. Okay, that's okay. Maybe you could interview me, then it would hurt less. But, you know, interaction.
But why should I interview you? Are you the SUSE press speaker?
Apparently, well, it's something I do
If
with a
it's
lot of
written on the
joy and
screen.
passion. But I think interviewing me might be a lot of fun because
Oh,
similar to this show, even in an interview, as stupid as it sounds, I would go non-scripted because I really do not like a lot. There's so much information on the internet when you're looking for topics, and what's getting really, really annoying to me is you Google something like Kubernetes, you Google some other open source project or
yeah.
whatever it is, and the first five hits that you get
It's
is
basically
some
always the
important
same.
guy interviewed another
Yeah,
important
yeah,
guy,
yeah.
and it's all written by their little press people who are professional
Yeah,
writers.
yeah, and it's then shared basically by the whole internal organization of that specific specific organization because, well, we all need to participate in social media. Yeah, I know.
Oh
What?
well. Oh,
What?
nothing. Your description, with your description, I was just figuring like, who does that?
Frankly, I have no clue. I have no idea. I don't know what you are talking about. Mister, I share that post from Melissa Di Donato again because she's great. Which is okay, because she's great. Well,
Yes.
um, but
Friends supporting friends.
yeah, that leads me to the question why you don't support me. But one of the questions which I don't want to be answered.
So,
Yes.
there's two absolute firsts and lasts on this show today. A first and a last. For one, you won't see me wearing a button-down shirt anytime soon.
Yes. Why
And
are
the
you doing
second
that?
is, I am affiliated with SUSE, where our color is green and red is really, really evil, but I am wearing a red tinted shirt. And why might I be wearing this shirt? Because there was a very, very, very important release today, a magnificent release, a release of greatness, a flower blooming into something that might become the next best IT thing. And I'm just wearing matching colors to what was
You are
released today.
referring to Red Hat's OpenShift 4.5 release today.
Oh God. Oh God. No. I'm gonna cry in a second, I was figuring this might happen. No, I'm actually referencing to the greatly anticipated and released Vanilla Stack.
What is that?
Vanilla Stack, it's a cake made with French vanilla.
Sounds great. That sounds
Just
great.
yummy.
So your
Well,
mommy brought you around a piece of that.
actually, flip boing. What is giving that right back to you? What is Vanilla Stack, Carsten?
Well, let's talk about it a little later. Because when we had our first conversations today, my dearest Chris of all,
Yes.
you were wearing a lot of green swag.
Ooh,
And
yes, I
why
was.
was that?
Because I had booth duty at Kubecon.
Oh, KubeCon!
KubeCon. Actually, we need to because in media press, there's sometimes they put it wrong. There's the Cloud Native Foundation, and they are
Yes.
hosting KubeCon. Sad virtual because we're still not allowed to go to events. But oh yeah, look at it. Look at how beautiful that is. A really great event where
It
all
is.
the
It
industry
is.
leaders producing, partnering up with KubeCon, with Kubernetes as technology, are connected.
And look, look, look,
There's
look, look. Here we are at the Cloud Reports
the
booth.
Cloud Report. The
The
Cloud
Cloud
Report
Report
bought
has its
itself
own
into
booth.
KubeCon.dev.
That is awesome.
That is really great.
And you can find, please allow me for that short little commercial here. You can find a lot of information here. And you see there it is, open.clouds.dev. And if you look at that and if you launch it, you know what happens? You end up on YouTube and you can see all of our shows.
All of them.
All of them. Yeah, starting with number 3 because I didn't manage to upload 1 and 2 so far.
We were practicing. That's okay.
My fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. As always, let me put it that way, put it on the list. You can find a lot of documents and links, interviews, cloud provider tests if you want to know which one is the best. You should look that up.
And
You
see
can find
again, I'm
videos.
matching the colors.
You are the best color matcher ever. I'm just wondering if we are visible. We are. Okay, good. But there are, and you should not believe that. But there are other exhibitors as well on a KubeCon.
Yes. Yes.
Shall we have a look at your booth?
Oh, sure. We have a lot
So
of
you
goodness.
are in the Diamond Hall, right?
Oh, yes, we are. I feel so honored that
Awesome.
we are in the Diamond
Awesome.
Hall.
Okay, let's head over to. Wait, where is it?
Which color is he wearing? Where should I click? No, please head over to the right booth.
Oh,
Oh yeah, here.
how is the
Here's the.
partnership with Rancher? How is the partnership with Rancher will improve the Cloud Foundry product portfolio for SUSE? No, 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 not now, not now.
It is not the time for this, and might I prompt you to click on the button SUSE and Rancher News, where you can find a lot of official statements concerning the planned acquisition and the new partnership.
That sounds awesome to me.
Yes, it does.
If I was interested in that, I would definitely click that button.
And there's a couple of other cool things. One cool thing is I'm going to be having booth duty again. So if anybody wants to speak to me, just drop by
When is your next?
tomorrow from 12:30 onwards. CEST,
Which time zone?
Central European Summertime.
12:30. But if you were, if you have the time at 12:30, you could actually step over to the Cloud Reports booth because you will find me there as well.
Ooh, I definitely will. I definitely will.
Wait.
Chat.
When you head over to the Cloud Reports booth, and I head over to the SUSE's booth. Oh,
It's an exchange program.
we should do something like that. We should
It's an,
definitely do something like that.
but
Like
you
an
know,
exchange of opinions. You come in with my
kind
opinion,
of.
with your opinion, and leave with my.
Oh, it will. I mean, it's kind of for us, it's a trade up because a CEO is coming to our booth, and for you guys, it's kind of a trade down,
Ah,
because it's just
poor
gonna
man's CEO. Poor
be
man's CEO. Damn it, that
evangelist.
was the wrong button. This is the right one. Poor man's CEO. And when
Yes.
I look at the names of the SUSE guys there, Troy Tropnik, Todd
So
Harrison.
there's one really cool thing I might want to mention too.
Sure.
There's a button with select your swag.
Oh yeah,
You might wanna click.
I was actually one of those heading over to the website, but I haven't ordered something so far because, frankly, is it okay to trust SUSE?
Oh, it is absolutely okay to trust SUSE. So I'm
I
so
mean, look
I'm
at the chameleon socks.
Yes, chameleon socks, right?
Ah,
How awesome is that?
how awesome is it?
Walk like a chameleon, talk like a chameleon. Da-da-da-da,
Or the
ba-da-da-da-da.
stylish
Well,
SUSE
at least
backpack.
you can choose some swag, and even if you put your address data into this beautiful form, yes, you can trust SUSE because we do not sell customer or personal data you're handing to us because it would make no sense. You might
That
get
underline, that
you might,
description in your name makes so much sense. That
no,
is awesome.
you might get to talk to friendly people like myself because
That's true.
somebody.
That's true. Because
It,
when we look at the booth here at the names, right?
yes,
Like Troy, like I don't know Kent, don't know that one. Many Peter Anderson, I know that guy. Rob is there. Many interesting people with an opinion.
and so
Um,
now
with
check this
ultimately
out because the guys you mentioned, we have at our
Bettina
SuseCon
Bassermann,
booth.
always worth a conversation.
Yes, we have our systems engineers. So if you want to talk tech, there's guys there. We have our evangelists. So if you want the vision spread out for you, come right on. We have our CTO, Rob Knight, there. We've had our CTO, Thomas Di Giacomo, there. We have consultants like Bettina there. So basically, if you ever wanted to, get into direct contact with other people than especially our sales brigade, then please feel free to come to our booth because ask me anything. I'm there to answer questions, and my colleagues are too.
And what do you reckon? Where shall people go after that? Do you
After
recommend
visiting
there?
the
Yeah,
SUSE
the SUSE
booth,
booth.
directly to the media hall and click on the cloud report.
Wait, where is my money? I pass it over to you later on.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, wireless
another
chats, all good.
another $10, or is it more this time?
No, you decide whatever it's worth to you. I'm an open source guy, but maybe going away from advertising for our own companies and all deals. If you really do click through these exhibitor halls,
Oh,
it's
we could we
actually
could we could have a look at Rancher's booth. Is there
yes.
something in regard to SUSE to be found?
I'm not sure.
That was just a bad joke. Um, the one thing,
They
the
have
one
a
thing that
nice
I,
video.
the one thing that I actually do not like so much about that virtual SUSECon is that literally every booth looks the same. Let's go away from it.
So
So,
can we address this for a second? Because I've
Rook,
been
that's awesome. That's sorry, forgive me.
no
Rook,
no
do
all
you know
good.
about the Rook project?
Rook storage for containers, right?
Oh yeah, cloud native, container native storage. And you know which companies are the biggest contributors?
Microsoft, Amazon. No, I know it's Cloudical. A company called Cloudical has one
I
of
did
the.
not wanted to refer to that. I was just like waiting for what's it? SUSE and Cloudical. So
And Cloudical. There
and
was an
Cloudical.
awesome article. I'm figuring it was produced and uploaded by the Cloud Report of your developer speaking about Rook and what he does and how he commits.
Absolutely. And our developer, Alexander, he is available at SUSECon as well. At KubeCon. Pardon me. SUSECon, KubeCon. Why do I confuse them both? He's available as well. So reach out to him, talk to him because
Yes.
he's awesome.
Yes. But
So,
I personally really,
yeah,
I personally think in the meantime, I've taken part in so many digital events. It is cool that we have the possibility on digital platforms to meet and instead of just flat out canceling all these events, having some form. But I really do miss the good old days where I had my real booth behind me, and you could just pull the people in. Hello, sir. How is your day going? Would you like to talk about the Bible containers with me? And you know that it's just a tad more personal. And one thing that I really have to say is I've been to events and after parties from events in different industries,
oh yeah.
but the IT after parties from IT events are always the best ones. I don't know why. I don't know why. Is it maybe because the people only get out once for this event and then they're
Exactly.
enjoying it
Exactly.
double?
I mean,
I
I mean,
don't know.
I, I'm not sure if you are old enough for that, but have you ever visited Cebit back then?
Oh yeah, I went basically, I think to the second last, third to second last. Cebit was
Back
my
then,
first one.
I was on one Cebit, which was back then one of the biggest computer exhibitions overall and technology exhibitions, um, and the after show parties. Let me put it that way. There's a reason why there's no Cebit anymore. And I feel like if you look at the birth dates of many childs from that area, you can trace that back. Let me put it that way. It was a legend. Um, um,
Hello.
I did not participate in that. Never ever. When they closed Cebit, when the day was finished, I went home straight. It was in Hanover. I was living in Berlin back then, so I just jumped over to the train and drove some 2 hours. So I did not participate in those events. But I can totally understand why you missed them.
Yeah, I'm more alive and in
You
real
are, you
life
are.
guy.
You wanted you wanted to
You'd have so much
misunderstand
more
that
fun
one,
with me
right?
in a real life setting.
Well, the point is, I have so much fun with you in a virtual setting. I cannot imagine how that might work out in a real life setting. I would be afraid of that.
We shall see. We shall see. If there's one thing we cannot stop and hold, it's time, and the time will advance, and at some stage, we'll be able to meet in real life settings, at real life
We will meet
conventions.
again.
We meet again.
Not today. Is there anything that we should look into with the KubeCon from your perspective?
Well, there's one company I really just personally, because I find it so cool,
Okay.
enjoyed, which is Elastic with Elasticsearch.
Where
I
is
think they're
Elastic?
in
Ah,
some,
in a
yeah,
gold room.
Elastic and GitLab. That was kind of a cool hall.
Elastic is definitely an interesting company. Interesting products, interesting things there. Elastic is awesome, absolutely. So whom can I? GitLab is great. No, let's not judge them. Let's not rank them. So Elastic is great. I'm just looking for another company. OVH Cloud.
Oh
We
yes.
are we are working a lot with them. Don't know if there's currently if there are currently colleagues I know, but OVH Cloud as an independent cloud vendor, it's always a good idea to step by there and have a look at them. Definitely.
Isn't the awesome webcast Cloud Ritter starting again this week?
Tomorrow. But it's
So
in German
please.
language only, or take away the but. It is in German language only, so if you are able to understand German, or if you want to learn German, or if you just don't want to learn it and see two guys basically talking about something where you just understand some technical terms, just join in there. Tomorrow, head over to the Cloudical website at cloudical.io, and there you can basically register for it. It's free, and we keep your data just with us.
Also, say.
And those guys are great too.
Oh yeah, Cubermatic, and also one of my personal favorites, just because I find it a cool piece of software, is Nginx
Yeah, give me a second.
egress controller.
I just want to send them a message.
Oh, this is a
Loving your
live tweet.
products.
Wow,
Submit
wow, that's
it.
making use of modern technology. Tell
Oh
them I said hi.
yeah. Uh, you can do that on your own. So,
Okay.
and then we have which one? Where are they? Not
I think
here.
they're in. I wouldn't think that they're in a starter poll. They're not
Ah,
so
you
much.
are right. You are right. You are right.
So,
You are right.
oh,
Do
there
you
it
see
is,
them?
bottom right, Nginx.
And the next, there they are. Ah, thank you for playing a video without asking me. Um, yeah, awesome product, awesome tool,
So
and it's pretty much everywhere. If you are working, for example, with Kubernetes, Nginx is one of the most widely used ingress controllers, and it is awesome. Um, I love them. I like them.
so greetings to Klaus Ogstahl, the channel manager.
Yeah,
Channel business.
they just have a chat here, so I don't want to go into their chat at the moment, because that would
But
force
you
me
know that.
to ultimately then interact with them.
So the great thing I really appreciate KubeCon for, because this generally is the first KubeCon I'm taking part in, and the very high diversity of different companies, with Kubernetes somewhere at their core, but so much happening around it and so much different
Oh yeah,
flavor and use cases is awesome to see. Because go to any other IT
absolutely.
industry event that's for one project or kind of
If you
one
have a
product line,
if you have a
you always.
product, you around Kubernetes, you should be present at KubeCon, which ultimately leads me to the question: why isn't Cloudical present there? Because our product was completely secret. We did not want to show anyone before we wanted to expose it.
Yeah, somebody had to build the installer so you could use it.
Nobody
Oh,
knows what you are talking about.
maybe they'll find out if they continue watching our show.
They should. They should. Let me look. Who else is there? Awesome companies. Any
Aren't they?
Nines,
Great.
StorageOS. They are great. Cockroach Labs. Awesome, awesome companies. Um, the same is true for the other halls. Frankly, it would take hours to just go through each of the booths there and have a short conversation with all of them. The most interesting thing, then again, if you still want to join KubeCon and you are not interested in the sessions because you want to interact with the sponsors, which I highly recommend, although don't get me wrong, the sessions are worth every second. But if you just want to interact with the sponsors and just want to see the keynotes, then you can do that for free. What we mentioned last week, that online and free registration is still there. It was time boxed, but they took away the time boxing. So
So
awesome
don't tell
thinking.
anybody that I said this.
What a
But I did
surprise.
hear that all the sessions and all the talks from KubeCon will hit YouTube in about 7 to 8 weeks.
No.
But hey, don't
Who
tell
would
anybody. If
who
you want to
would
buy a
guess
conference
that?
pass, go ahead and do so. And come talk to me at the SUSE booth, the Cloud
Yeah,
Report booth.
no. You belong here. Sorry. And you
Yeah, yeah.
find then again the Cloud Reports booth in the Media Partners section. And there we are. There we are. If you just want to you know visit one booth, that's the one to visit.
But anyway, just from my side, thanks to the KubeCon team, great people hosting a
Absolutely.
great event. And I actually do think one thing I have never kind of seen in this magnitude before is really they are putting the sponsors and the partners in the foreground, because if you look at the page, if you go to the page, it's all about the sponsors. It's all about kind of the community, the projects behind it. What does everybody do
Absolutely.
with it?
Absolutely.
Not only boring 1 hour format talks with people telling the world how great they are. Also, I have
Are you talking
browsed
about
through
me?
no, never, never. I always appreciate a good talk from a CEO telling me how great his company is, you
Oh,
know?
I hate it when you play that CEO card. Who is a press speaker?
Make me C-level and I'll stop bashing it.
Oh
That's
no,
my
I like
official
I like
application.
you bashing it. It's a great
That's my
feeling.
application to the C-level world.
Wait, you had an application with SUSE like 2 weeks ago.
Did I?
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's all good.
Now, haven't I understood you in a way that you wanted to become the next CTO?
Oh yeah, no, no, CTO, that would be a very, very bad idea. I would really, hello world, hello Melissa, you never ever make me a CTO. That's not my thing, but I don't know, I could be chief of something, Chris.
Chief of Something Great is an awesome title. COSG. That sounds great.
Wouldn't be bad. But
Let's
yeah,
talk about
first
the
I'm gonna
important
have
stuff.
to sort out the whole dilemma, the shitstorm that will hit me for wearing a red shirt today. So,
Yeah, why do you wear a red shirt?
because today I went to a homepage and this homepage was beautiful and it inspired me, and it's a new product, a new stack, a new service, a new wholesomeness of open source goodness for your a company for your workloads, for your processes. And if you're too dumb to do it yourself, you'll even get it as a managed service. And look at those colors, and I'm just trying to match them.
Wait. You matched every single color.
Yes, I did.
How did you do that?
Right?
Ah. So, Mr. Christopher Allen Branston,
Yes. So
shall I take over?
no kidding. Just one little thought. Maybe I'll qualify myself as vanilla press speaker too, because really the great thing about Vanilla Stack, and that hit me this morning when you showed me the page, is a complete set of solutions, not one solution and not one way of thinking, but a complete stack, a complete set of solutions with choose your own open source
Kind of flavor.
hasn't
Yeah.
been here.
Yeah.
You cannot get that anywhere else. Just world, let me tell you, if you're looking for your own flavorized open source stack to run your company, go visit Vanilla Stack, go talk to Carsten. This is something new.
Wait, I need to play that game. Give me a second. You might continue speaking because I'm going to change your.
Yeah, coming from what we've seen, for example, at KubeCon, Kubernetes is a project which is a starting point. Do containers, that's just something very, very generic. But the way you lay out the containers and the way you build the whole containerization thing into your strategy is essential. It's not the way media is putting it for digital transformation, kill all your bare metal systems and VMs and blah and fuck that. But it's actually implement containerization as strategy to reach digital transformation and succeed with that. And what you are offering here with Vanilla Stack really is it's purebred open source only. And open source, as we've mentioned a million times, is free, but not as in free beer, as in freedom you're gaining in your company by using open source.
You definitely deserve that badge.
Oh, damn. Tonight I'm gonna go to bed with a smile on my face.
But frankly, you are completely right in what you said. Perhaps I do not want to make this an advertisement show, so I'm a little bit careful on that. It was actually your idea to bring it in there.
Rephrase it. If you don't want to do an advertisement show, because I've seen how much has been going on with Cloudical in the open source world, in the IT world, blah, blah, blah. What made you think of this? What was the prompt for you to invent this?
Well, that's quite simple. Cloudical was founded 3 years ago. We basically invented ourselves to be a cloud native consultancy. So we did a lot of services and we did a lot of integrational work, pretty much day in, day out. And from the very beginning, we were working with open source technologies. Although as a consultancy, you need to be more open than just open source, because commercial offerings are great as well. But we pretty soon figured that we want to go more the open source route, because to us it is about transparency, it is about trustworthiness, and it is about basically contributing back. But that was not the point why we started with Vanilla Stack. That was just one factor in there. The most important factor actually was that we basically did the same day in, day out. We integrated software stacks. And it was not like, I don't know, roll that out on a multi-cloud environment. Basically, such requests were like, a fraction of the requests. Most of them were basically like, okay, I have a Kubernetes. First of all, how do I set up a Kubernetes properly? Secondly, yeah, I want to run this and that kind of software on top of that, do that. And yeah, we know it is quite simple if you just read documents, but in practice, it takes days, weeks, months. And you are still not done because most of the companies are not there yet. I don't know how to put it differently. And they will never ever be there. Reason for that is basically we have a lot of complexity. There's so much complexity around that you can literally spend months setting up and integrating such stacks, and you will still not have it done, first of all. And secondly, if you have it done, then you usually have it done in a manual way. So it is not repeatable. And you cannot basically alter it and just roll it out again. And then again, there's a lot of command line work you have to do. And yeah, I totally get it. Command line is great. But if you look at the customers, if you look at basically look at your daily environment, perhaps not that kind of phone, but that kind of phone, or could even be that kind of phone, or perhaps that kind of. I do that every show, right? I always show my phones and my tablets. No, but the point is, nobody is using his or her phone from the command line, even if you could. We talked about the Pine phone. That might be a little bit different, a little bit different story there. But for the mass market, nobody wants to fiddle with a command line. And you don't want to do that because it is complex. You can do a lot of things wrong. And you need to do that the right way. You need to learn a lot of things. So our idea and our intention with Vanilla Stack is basically bringing all those things together. Open source, as you said, the vanilla kind of open source. That's basically where the name came from. The vanilla projects, not even, forgive me by saying that, not even SUSE altered projects. Although, now I tell you a secret. But that's just for you. Come a little closer. Come a little closer. We have Vanilla Stack running with SUSE software.
Oh my god!
Come a little closer. Come a little closer. And we think of making that available as a commercial solution as well. But so
I can hook you up with discounts. Oh, don't tell anybody I said that.
no, but the point is, we wanted to use the community projects for the reason that they are, the most pure versions. Mm-hmm. They are unaltered, and they are pretty much they are good, definitely. I mean, they have to, because SUSE is building its software on top of those projects. They are basically taking it, altering them a little bit, improving them perhaps, changing some aspects. So awesome base. So we figured, okay, let's take the community projects. Let's basically target what really matters. And the thing that really matters from my perspective is installation, setup, and integration. It's not later on how to deploy some sort of self-written software. That's very important, don't get me wrong. But that is basically, that is already targeted, right? Looking at SUSE Cup or Cloud Foundry, you basically just upload your code and off you go. That one is handled. There might be differences in different distributions, but basically it is handled. But how do you install it? How do you set it up? How do you integrate it? And then look at more complex stacks such as OpenStack. I mean, there is a reason why OpenStack was abandoned by the one or the other company. No. Yes. Pardon me.
No comment. Officially, no comment.
But the point is, setting all those things up, integrating them with each other takes months. And to us, it was repetitive over and over and over again. It's not like that we don't like to do that. Absolutely not. But we figured if you look at who perhaps we should ask ourselves who is the real competitor to Vanilla Stack, because I could imagine that somebody is saying, yeah, you are targeting Red Hat or SUSE or whatever. Definitely not at all. We are targeting the hyperscalers. We are targeting perhaps some cloud vendors, because why are people heading over to them? It's not just for the cheap prices. It is because it's so stupidly easy to roll out those things. You just press a button, you just do some very minor kind of configurations, and off you go.
But it's actually something you don't need to defend that much, because coming from phones you were showing, a lot of these phones have Android on it, and what the phone companies will do, the different brands, is then take vanilla
They
Android
differentiate
and put their flavor on
based
it.
on exactly.
And I, for a very long time, bought these Chinese phones because they always had vanilla Android on it, and I wouldn't have bloatware and all the unnecessary stuff. I was just saying I need a telephone that switches on, installs apps,
You mean those
works.
great Huawei phones?
Huawei. I actually used to use a brand called UmiDigi.
I know them.
Great phones.
But
Great phones.
aren't they? Haven't they rebranded themselves to be just Umi?
I'm not sure because
Or
I
was it? Or
have
what was it? Was the initial brand Umi, and they later on changed it to Umi Digi? Don't
that
know.
could be. I'm not sure because like the weird thing is normally I I try out a lot of different phones because it was just a hobby of mine, and those Chinese phones, due to not being bloated and due to being pretty basic, were also pretty cheap. But now
Yeah.
after I broke my last Umi Digi, I bought an LG telephone, and it's everlasting. I don't know why. It just it
It
runs
is a
and runs and
Korean
runs.
phone.
It's a Korean phone, yes.
But
Life's
still,
good. LG stands for life's
the
good,
point,
and it is.
but the point is true. It is still based on Android, right?
Yes.
So it's based on the same kind of ecosystem. So we figured we go that route because we wanted to, and this one, frankly, that's one takeaway from Corona. We wanted to switch from a services company to a product company, but not for the sake of doing that. We just felt there is an increased pressure that you basically have as a company rolling out your workloads. You needed. We thought like you need to change something in the game, because if not, everybody is just heading over to the hyperscalers. And yeah, they are using open source technology, but let me put it that way: it's not like that they are leaving enough room for everybody to live in there.
Hey, but look at something like Kubernetes and head over to Kubecon and look at the Diamond sponsor hall. The big hyperscalers aren't there. They're somewhere. They are at
They
the
are.
event.
Wait. I have it. I
They
have
are
it
at the
here.
event,
I have it
but
here.
they are not the most present thing there. And
They
that,
are in the gold hall, interestingly, right? Google Cloud is
but
there,
that I
and in
tried.
the platinum hall, Microsoft Azure and AWS, right? That is where they are. So, yeah. Again, we figured. Then again, it makes a lot of sense to try to address that issue, because it gives you a room to basically utilize any kind of environment, because we do not care about the underlying environment. We do not care whether it is bare metal, VMs, private clouds, public clouds, or hyperscalers. But you have everything under control, because the whole stack is open source, and what we built, is going to be open sourced in roughly a month as well. So because there is already existing another website, that's vanillastack.org, and that is the community website.
Oh
It's
my God, that
complete
is
at the
awesome.
moment it is quite empty, because we basically just say, okay, sign up and get informed, because we want to do that in a controlled way. In
Also,
regard,
I was just gonna say, communities are at my heart and right down my alley. But if you were saying, let's do this slowly
no.
I
We
might
want
not be
to.
the right guy.
What we want to do is basically we want to we want to clean up the things that we are open sourcing. That's why it takes another month. and then everything is going to be released. You can basically just use that website to basically find all the required links. You can then contribute, you can basically interact with the code, you can download it, and so on and so forth. So that was very important to us later on, and that's not visible here, but I tell you another secret. Come closer. We will donate Vanilla Stack to a foundation.
Oh my God!
We are currently in the process of figuring out how to set it up properly. We will create a Vanilla Stack Foundation, a non-profit oriented.
So you're basically kind of the European Union of the sick cloud services and app transformation game. Wow.
Or we are just idiots. Could be.
No. No.
But hey, wait. There are other companies donating things to foundations as well. I just read about SUSE donating Irene X to the Cloud Foundry Foundation, right?
Yes.
So we do that with the whole stack.
Look, it just makes so much perfect sense, and the whole vanilla stack idea does, because thinking about this, a company like SUSE, for example, what we've thrived on and what has been our base for many years for the success is the partner ecosystem and
Absolutely.
the hardware support and the software support and the cross-platform support. And that, that's just the core of this open source thing. By giving back to the community and giving to an organization or something, what you are doing is you are saying, hey, let's broaden the support to everybody who wants to use it.
Not just that. Not just that. There's one other aspect in that I feel like is very important. It allows us to take away just profit interests from the product, because if you just look at profit, we might not integrate things like, I don't know, say Creo, or don't know what is in here, Aqua or Claire or whatever, because might be those projects are not that well known. They are perhaps not a selling point, whatever. We want to avoid that. So to us, it is very important to transfer that onto a non-profit oriented organization. And that organization will be responsible for the community-driven next steps. And our business model, frankly, is the same as SUSE's in that regard. We offer the best professional services around it.
It works, because one thing I did realize today is, I was having my booth duty there at Kubecon, was working for SUSE, and there were a couple of interactions and people coming to the booth. You commented on stuff, and then after a while I figured, hey, Chris, you're the community guy, you're gonna go to the wild west. And so I joined the Cloud Native Foundation Slack channel.
Oh yeah.
And within that, it was amazing. It's people from all over the world, from each and every company, from working for competitors. They couldn't compete more. But everybody there doesn't care about that. Everybody is there for software. Everybody's there for Kubernetes. It's old people, young people, it's girls, it's boys, it's small, big, tech, non-tech, whatever it is. And I have hardly ever seen such a great melting pot of people like in this channel, which basically is in existence because of KubeCon and Kubernetes being an open project. And it's the people behind it. And
again,
it's the people
behind
it
that
make
it's the community. It is the community, and that community is basically has to be the center. Obviously, then there's the CEO speaking of me. Obviously, there needs to be a business case. Doesn't make sense to do it all for non-profit, as long as I am not part of the non-profit organization. But my organization is profit-oriented.
If you want to do business with me, let's leave all this romantic humans, community, blah crap out of it. If you want to make business with me, tell me what you need. I'll tell you what the price is and maybe give you an extra discount. And let's save time for everybody down the line. And that's exactly something that I'm realizing here very, very well is, especially with an open source community, an event like the Cloud Native Foundation and Kubernetes and Vanilla Stack or whatever it is, that we have to start with the people, and we have to start with thinking about the technology and why this technology came to be and why people are interested in developing it, and everything else, the business that companies do behind it.
That
That
business
is kind of
comes.
second, third thing
No,
down the line. You
the
might want
interesting
to.
thing is, from my perspective, first of all, totally on your side in regard to the community and to people. Absolutely. But the point is that companies such as SUSE and other companies have shown that that kind of business model is working. And
Yes.
to me, it is so
Power
important
of many.
there to be different. Um, Cloud excellence. No, but the point is,
You can take the boy out of the green, but you can't take the green out of the boy, my friend. No, continue. You were saying.
the point is to me that the business will definitely come. The market has matured. The market has grown, and that's thanks to companies such as SUSE, Red Hat, perhaps Canonical, and so on, who basically ensured that we came away from that kind of shareware market that we had in the 80s
Yep.
towards a truly open source market, where you basically have your business model centered around developing, improving products, but open sourcing them and providing professional services around that, providing basically the support people need. So I see that as a very, very, very interesting and mature thing. And I want it, and that is basically then my own fight against the windmills. I want it to be that way because I see a lot of danger in hyperscalers and proprietary software vendors taking over. I am afraid of that. I really am. So no, to me, it was and is absolutely no question. Basically, open sourcing our work there, and basically making it available to the public, and basically ensuring that everybody can contribute. Frankly, I do not expect to create a huge movement around that within the next 3 days. Might be 4 days. But the point is, it is way longer. It lasts way longer, and is way more sustainable than compared to just doing it the traditional and a proprietary way. So to the customers, a lot of advantages are in there. To my company and organization, a lot of advantages are in there. To the people, a lot of advantages are in there. And we can jointly grow. So because it is an open source project, we will definitely contribute back everything. We will not just open source it. If we change something, for example, with Kubernetes, although we are no Kubernetes developers, we simply are not. But if we change something, if we fix something, if we improve something, we will definitely contribute that back. Because that's the name of the game. Contribution, community, openness, transparency, and trustworthiness. And if you look at what we discussed the past weeks, obviously, and I knew about the project on my end. But if you look, I should have known. If you look at what we discussed over the past weeks, it simply adds to each other. It is again more than just the sum of the parts, and it is around people. It is around simplicity. It is around and about making technology accessible. Then again, so to me, I really love it, and frankly, I love your shirt. So you should wear it more often. By the way, and very importantly, last time you said there is no such thing as claudical swag.
Oh my God, how awesome! I like the C. I especially like the C.
You with your sea level kind of thinking.
No, not sea level.
Just status.
I'm kind of naturally, I'm born sea level, Christopher and stuff, you know?
Oh,
Happy birthday to Debian.
happy birthday to Debian.
Happy birthday, Linux kernel.
Happy
Debian to
birthday
you.
to you.
Debian, great thing.
20, 20, 27 years. That's older than you are.
Oh, I'm at an age now where that's an absolute compliment, so thank you.
Debian turned 27 2 days ago. 16th August 1993. The Debian project was established by Ian Murdoch, who actually has passed away, right? Some 2-3 years ago, if I remember properly.
Yes.
But then again, sorry, pardon me on that. Then again, not the death of Ian Murdoch. It's not the point, but the project lives on. If it would have
Yes.
been something proprietary, I would doubt it would have lived for 27 years, and I would have doubted it would live any longer.
But Debian is the perfect example of how open source and community should work because
Absolutely.
the way Debian really became a foundation for anybody who's in the Linux business or thinking of running programming on Linux is they built a very, very strong community of people who were interested in contributing. And compared to a lot of the other distributions you see out there, what I always found very appealing about Debian was it left away this bling bling shit. You know, it was just we have working stuff, we have tested packages,
It's
we are
stable.
interoperable. You know, you can take us into a wider range of software subsets that we'll be able to operate with. And I found that to be very, very cool about Debian anytime it crossed my path.
Well, let me put it that way. There's a reason why we, with Vanilla Stack, support Debian currently as the only operating system. You can install it pretty much with every Linux, but we, as of now, support it on Debian. We support it on other Linuxes as well, but that's the one we are most confident with. Because then again, it's open, it's compatible, it basically runs pretty much everywhere. And it's a great community behind it.
So
Although
by
the community
Debian,
split a little
why
bit up
you
in
know
the
why
past months.
Debian
Speaking of Debuan,
basically is the foundation. Basically, I don't have any numbers on it, but I could bet like at least 3/4 of the internet run on Debian because Debian was
absolutely,
the first Linux operating system to work kind of correctly with Apache servers. You know,
absolutely.
if you wanted to do front end stuff, that was a no-brainer, yo.
And if you look at DistroWatch, Debian still is in the top 5 of the
Yeah,
distributions. I mean, okay, it's just ranking of page impressions, but that's not the point. It is where is and OpenSUSE is awesomely at number 14, which is
which is awesome to see OpenSUSE there, you know. Wow, there's so many distributions.
looks like there's a Linux for everyone.
What I find interesting is that in the top five,
MX
if I
Linux,
can read
never heard
that
of that.
correctly, is Mint. Mint.
Mint was it is on number 3. Mint was typically actually the number 1 for some years now. Interestingly enough, then again, never heard about MX Linux,
Wow, I haven't either, man. That's pretty
but it's
interesting.
number
Fox,
1 on
Fox.
DistroWatch, and Manjaro is back on too. No, it's an awesome distribution. But interestingly enough, Debian is the basis and foundation for Ubuntu then again, and for Mint. And I'm not sure what MX Linux is based on, but I could imagine it's also, don't know what it's based upon. But I could imagine it is as with Ubuntu and Mint, based on Debian. So that is great, and that's then again the interesting thing with Debian. It's not just that it's there in some sort of pure form. It's also used within many other distributions, and that speaks for the quality of the underlying system, because some of the greatest and most used, most widely used distributions are using Debian as their underlying foundation. That is just topped by OpenSUSE, although DistroWatch is not referring to that, because OpenSUSE is basically the basis of everything, to me at least.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. But even, going into SUSE history, since I kind of know the company founder because I had the joy of working in the same building with him for many years, is for those who don't know, actually the first version of SUSE Linux was a port of Slackware. Slackware, good old Slackware.
Slackware, is Slackware visible here? Just looking for
That
it.
was the
Sparky.
original idea, port
There on
Linux
number
to businesses,
37.
and
Yeah,
Slackware was stable, and we
actually,
were the first ones.
Slackware
Yeah.
is basically the granddad of all of them, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I was told these funny stories how we delivered our operating system on 40 diskettes, 40 floppy disks to
Yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah. That is awesome. I'm just at the Slackware homepage now,
Yeah.
and that looks pretty much 90s.
Oh, yeah. Nostalgia.
Oh, look at it. You can still order the latest version on CD-ROM.
What is the
Whoa.
latest version? Does it say there?
14.2.
14.2.
And it was released in 2016. Huh.
Think about that. Wow.
It still runs.
Slackware. Woo!
And look at that. That is trustworthiness, because they simply make available all the security advisories, and they do not try to hide from it, right?
Yes.
That's the way it is supposed to be. Really,
It's
it is.
beautiful.
It's quite nerdy. But frankly, if it might be wrong, but isn't Slackware also the wasn't Slackware the basis for the first Debian distribution? I would bet about that. I would really would bet on that. Awesome, awesome. Debian 27.
Happy birthday, Debian. Woo!
Absolutely, and it is well deserved. It is definitely well deserved.
Linux's birthday is also coming up soon.
When exactly?
On the 25th of August, Linux will be turning 29.
I'm waiting for next year.
30. Oh, dirty 30. Oh, I'll have a party there.
You would. I bet you would. You would have a party anyhow. Um, I would bet about that. Linux 29. Whoa, I'm feeling old now.
No comment.
Again, I recommend you one thing: get yourself Cryptonomicon. We spoke about that some 3-4 editions back. Get yourself that book and read about that. They call it Finux in there, not Linux or Linux, Finux, for whatever reason. But it gives you the idea behind Linux, specifically in regard to encryption and decryption, in regard to security. It explains a lot of things, such as fun hack freaking and things. You want to read that. Happy birthday, Debian. And you know what? When we are speaking
What?
about Linux, I stumbled across this one.
Parrot.
Parrot Linux 4.10 ethical hacking OS released. Ooh.
Ethical hacking. I
And
like that.
look at that based on the latest stable Debian.
Yeah.
So, and what do they have in there?
It's
XFCE.
security relevant, isn't it?
It definitely is. It definitely is, and it comes with major updates, including the unobserved 3.0 anonymous mode.
Oof.
That sounds wow. I'm pretty sure somebody will care. And it includes the latest Metasploit 6.0 penetration testing software. That is important because penetration testing, pen testing, is something that needs to be done. Although
And that's excuse me.
it is not the late evening show today.
But just coming from that, because as you mentioned, there's a couple of things you would want to do in the security world, like for example penetration testing, and I think one of the important points is in the headline of that Parrot is an ethical hacking
I
tool and
want to
hacking
come to that
operating
in a
system.
few seconds.
Because I'm figuring if you're doing security relevant work and you download Kali Linux to your PC, you're on the shit list right from the word go. But if you use an ethical,
Everything is different. Look at these scissors.
those are some nice scissors you have.
Yes, but that's basically in regards to ethical. I could kill somebody, or I could use it to
Cut something.
work upon something. um, so it basically depends on the way you are using that. And frankly, if there is, for example, Metasploit in there and other tools, obviously you can, let me put it that way, repurpose them in a negative way or in a positive way. So yeah, but they call themselves the ethical Linux. And basically what they want to do is they want to give a platform. I'm just at their homepage. They want to give a platform and a framework that is not, meant to be used as some sort of attacking tool, but more like as some sort of a defense tool. But then again, with everything you can defend yourself, you can attack somebody else as well. So what makes it ethical then? It's perhaps
I
the
guess it's
community.
due to the it really is due to the projects and the packages they deliver as standard with the software. Because if you do tend to Google around in security communities and security forums, I'd guess a good 6 out of 10 tools really are more kind of grayscale, blackish, then they would rather be tools that are made for productivity and made for security in the sense that we're talking about it, which is protection and defense. So before you sent me the link, I hadn't really heard of Parrot OS. I find it very, very interesting. It's just, yet another specialization and flavor of Linux made for professionals, which is kind of awesome, or made for professional users like that.
So we are out of the game then again.
Pretty much. I'll stick with OpenSUSE.
Yeah, Emil recommended me OpenSUSE. But OpenSUSE does not feel that what's the word?
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like OpenSUSE feels. Yeah, OpenSUSE feels pretty much German, right?
OpenSUSE just feels great. OpenSUSE is your friend when you're feeling cold. OpenSUSE
I'm
is
sweating.
then it is the fan to make you feel cool again. OpenSUSE, as we talked about it, is the Mercedes-Benz of Linux distributions. We have that black on white kind of typeface on internet is what we have that.
The Mercedes-Benz.
Yes.
You know what? You know what? You just triggered me in exactly the right way, because I'm a German and I'm driving a Mercedes-Benz.
There you have it. And I'm a young German, so
Ah,
I'm driving an Audi.
that is not a German car. That's a Bavarian car.
It's a it's a Bavarian car. That's very true. I wish it drove on beer.
Oh,
But with the recent economy, I think a liter of beer is more expensive than a liter of diesel. So I don't wish my car drove on beer.
but then again, look at. Unfortunately, the homepage is just in German at the moment.
You
Don't
can
know
switch
where I
it to
can.
English.
Yeah, I'm just looking for. There. Sprache wechseln.
See how many languages we have?
No.
And each of these languages is translated by someone who does that in their free time. Community.
Or slaves.
No.
I know. I
In
know.
the software world, we're not allowed to use this word anymore. What do we call these branches now? Sub branch. Don't you remember? Was that not in the webcast with you? That GitHub kicked the word slave and
We
master?
discussed that. We discussed that. Right. Um, by the way, Friederike is back from her booth duty, and she just sent me a
Ooh.
link and just wrote, "We should have a look at that." Not today.
Open Security Found. Well, whew, wow, that's a toughie because open and security. Oh, go to a businessman. You know what you should
You
be
know
using?
what?
You
You
should be
know
using
what?
open security systems.
You know what? We should invite a security expert next time.
Do you know a security expert?
Oh yeah, I know one.
Uh-oh. Who do you know?
I'm not sure if his name is giving you any hint. It's one of our employees,
That's good.
Dr. Yolin Budorushi.
Yeah,
Um,
that was, talking security, you need a PhD, you need the little doctor title.
he
Otherwise, you're
has
not a
that one,
security
and
guy.
it's a well-deserved doctor title.
So
Um,
maybe we can play a game here. Maybe, just maybe, I know our product manager for security at SUSE. Maybe I can, get my guy and your guy, and we can have them in a fist
yes.
fight, bare knuckle
No, no,
boxing.
no. We were no. They are not. They should not fight each other. But you know what? Let's get them in here next week, next Tuesday, 5
Okay,
p.m.
I'll be
CEST,
asking.
4 p.m. BST, 8:30 IST. I guess it was. Pardon me. It was 11 a.m. EDT.
It's always happy hour somewhere.
No, but really, um, let's get them in here and let's make a show around security, shall we?
I'm not sure how open security guys are to showing their face and opinions online, but we shall find out.
Frankly, I could do something ish. Jolent will not have a problem with that because he was already attending some of the webinars we did and so on and so forth. So I don't have an issue with that. But we should definitely do that. Let's make a security show next week because the
Yes.
both of us, frankly, we are complete morons on that.
But
Um,
I'm a security expert because I've been told multiple times that my face is protection enough. Here come the bad
and they were
jokes.
right.
Oh.
Ah, damn it. You know
So
what?
is there anything else you would like to add to, again, a wonderful episode and show?
Yes, there's one thing I would like to add because this show was presented by
Vanilla Stack, the new and best open source stuff you can do.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. 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 You should expect a call, I guess. That was the little insider. No, it was presented by the Cloud Report.
The Cloud Report, sponsoring open.clouds.dev. This is it.